Greetings, my Hebrew Israelite brothers and sisters. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. We got a hot topic tonight. We got Lucifer, aka Jesus. Gonna be a good one. Grab your pen and your paper. Yes, Israel, we're gonna dissect this New Testament. But we're going to come out of the Old Testament, the book of Isaiah, the 14th chapter, and we're going to see exactly who Lucifer is here. And he doesn't change his game at all. He still has the same attributes. They do not change. He's still the same guy that he always will be. All right, let us go to the word here, Isaiah, the 14th chapter, beginning with verse 12. We're going to see what happened to Lucifer here, his attitude and the way that he was carrying on about himself caused him to get kicked out. But we're going to see what the word says here. It says, "How art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer, all right, of the morning, or the day star?" He says, "How art thou cut down to the ground, which didst weaken the nations? For thou hast said in thy heart," very important, check out the way he thinks and the way he does things, "I will ascend into heaven. I will exalt my throne above the stars of God." Yah. See what he's saying? He's going to exalt his throne above Yah's throne. Yeah. He said, "I will sit also upon the mount of the congregation in the side of the north." He's going to be in a place of control. He said, I am going to run the show. This is Lucifer now. He goes on here and says, "I will ascend above the heights of the clouds. I will be like the Most High." He said he will be like the Most High. Then he goes on, he says, "Yet thou shalt be brought down," Yah says, "to hell, to the side of the pit. They that see thee shall narrowly look upon thee, and consider the saying, Is this the man that made the earth to tremble, and did it shake kingdoms?" Oh yeah, we're going to find out tonight exactly where this character is. What is he doing? Or what did he do? All right. And let us go to one of the Gospels. Yes, you will see him in action. Now remember, verse 13 here talks about, "I will." This is Satan. He said, "I will ascend into the heavens. I will exalt my throne above the stars of Yah." He says, "I will sit also upon the mount of the congregation in the side of the north. I will ascend above the heights of the cloud. I will be like the Most High." Are we seeing a pattern here? Yes. Let's go to Matthew, the 5th chapter. Let's go to Matthew. I'm going to try to show you something here, the same characteristics. I mean, it's not going to change. He's saying that I will, and believe me, this is what he has done. Now look what he has done here. We're going to look at Matthew, the 5th chapter, and we're going to look at verse 19, and then we're going to go into verse 20. It says, let's back up to verse 17. He says, "Think not that," this is Jesus talking now. He said, "Think not that I have come to destroy the law." Okay? He He says, or the prophets. So we know that his conversation is going to be about the law and the prophets. That is his conversation. That's he's giving us heads up. This is what I'm going to be discussing here. But one has to understand that he has an underlying motive, and you have to read through what he is saying. He's saying one thing, but yet instead he's doing something else. All right, let us look here. He says, but to fulfill it. He said, I'm not coming to destroy, but I'm coming to fulfill it. Now let's go here a little further to verse 19. It says, whosoever therefore shall break one of these least commandments and shall teach men, so he shall be called the least in the kingdom of heaven. But whosoever shall do and teach them, the same shall be called great in the kingdom of heaven. For I say unto you, okay, now he's taking control of he's driving the bus now. He's driving the bus. He's saying, for I, meaning, talking about me, that except your righteousness shall exceed the righteousness of the scribes and the Pharisees, ye shall in no wise enter the kingdom of heaven. Isn't that something? Isn't that something? Now look what else he says. Very important. Ye have heard that it was said by them of old time. Are you excluding yourself from them that was of old time? That said something? And the only one said something of old time was the prophets. Nobody else said anything. It was the prophets. Yah talked to his prophet. He said that he tells his prophet his secret things. He said that before he do anything, his secrets, he reveals them to his prophets. So the only one that I know that was of old that said anything to Israel were the prophets. So Jesus has a problem with Yah's prophets. He said, thou shalt not kill. I remember very distinctly that Yah told the Israelites on several occasions to go in and kill everything. Don't leave nothing. The animals, the babies, go in and destroy and kill everything. But yet and still, Jesus saying, well, you have heard that it was said of old. But y'all said that, but I'm telling you. I am saying this. So forget about y'all. So, in other words, Lucifer said, I shall ascend above y'all's throne. He gonna make his higher than y'all's. Are y'all getting it? I thought so. But we got a lot here. I'm going to show you here that everything that Yah said, he comes against it. But yet and still, he says that he came from Yah. He said that he is Yah's son, and I don't see it anywhere in the Holy Word that Yah said he was going to have a son. I remember very distinctly that in Isaiah 45 and 5, Yah speaking there, and Yah says, there's none besides me. Ain't nobody else. Ain't no more gods. I'm the only one. So where did this man Jesus, so-called the Son of God, come from? Y'all say he didn't come from him. But anyway, we'll get to that later on. He goes on here. In verse 21, I've read that. He said, thou shalt not kill, and you'll be in danger of the judgment. He said, but I say unto you that whosoever shall be angry with his brother without a cause shall be in danger of the judgment, and whosoever shall say to his brother, Rekah, shall be in danger of the council. What council? He goes on. See, Israel was the only one that had laws, statutes, and judgments. Israel was the only one that had laws, statutes, and judgments. Can anyone else make that claim but the Hebrew Israelites? Nobody else. If you read the Old Testament, when Moses came down from off the Mount Sinai, when he came down at the bottom down there, it wasn't anybody down there but the Israelites. There were not anybody else. That's why he said, go back down and give your people these laws. So everybody cannot have the Ten Commandments. If you are an Israelite, then they were given to our ancestors, our forefathers, yes. But no one else. He goes on here. Let's jump down a little further here. Let's go to verse 27 and show you Lucifer, a.k.a. Jesus. 27 says, ye have heard that it was said by them of old time. He has a problem with y'all, prophets. He says, Jesus said, when you seen me, you seen the Father. I do nothing but what my Father tells me to do. How can you be on the same page of music and y'all saying one thing and you coming back and saying, well, yeah, you say that back there, but I am saying this. Doesn't make sense to me. I mean, we all know that 2 and 2 is 4, but he here is not on the same page with y'all. Y'all says one thing, he says something else. He even tells you. He's got bold. He even tells you that I said, do this or do that. Look what he says here. He makes it plain. He said, thou shalt not commit adultery. But I say that whosoever looketh upon a woman to lust after her committeth adultery with her already in his heart. Now how stupid can that be? If your father had not looked at your mother and seen some qualities in her and wanted to be with her, yes, I mean sexually, you wouldn't be here today. So how could this make any sense at all? I mean, how does a man choose his wife if he doesn't want to be with her, one part of it is sexually? It doesn't make sense to me. I mean, it doesn't make sense. If you can't look at a woman, then who else is left for you to look at? A man? Is this what he's trying to state? Because he doesn't say anything here to me that makes any sense at all. He said that you can't even look at a woman in a sexual manner unless you are committing adultery. It doesn't make sense. But we'll go ahead on with that. Let's move on here. Let's go down here to verse, I'm going to back up here to verse 29. And then he says, and if thy right eye offend thee, pluck it out, and if and cast it from thee. For it is probable for thee that one of thy members should perish, and not that the whole body should be cast into hell. I mean, he's kind of scared. I mean, I don't understand that. Literally, you're going to pluck your eye out. I mean, if your father had plucked his eye out, he wouldn't have never seen his bride. He couldn't see his bride. He could not see your mother, if you see what I'm saying. So it doesn't make sense. It does not make sense to me at all. Now, that being said, he also goes on and says, and if thy right hand offend thee, cut it off, cast it from thee. He repeats the same thing over and over again. Then he begins to talk about a man putting his wife away. But what I don't understand about this verse here is that he's saying one thing, but it doesn't make any sense to me. He says, it has been said, whosoever shall put away his wife, let him give her a writing of divorce. But I say unto you, he said, that whosoever shall put away his wife, saving for the cause of fornication, causes her to commit adultery. But I say unto you, this is Jesus. This is verse 32, 5 and 32. That whosoever shall put away his wife, saving for the cause of fornication, causes her to commit adultery, and whosoever shall marry her that is divorced committeth adultery. In other words, he's putting her away so that she can go out and mess up and have sex. But the whole time, where is he at? Is he out with another woman, or is he out with another man, or what? I mean, why does Jesus write it like this? Why does he use these kind of words? Like, it's almost like he's setting the woman up so that she can fail, where he can write her a bill of divorce and divorce her. And then not only that, she can't even marry anyone else. So she's, has a double whammy there. She's getting a double whammy here, and he's getting off scot-free. But we'll move on. Let's look at here. Again, in verse 33, he says, you have heard that it has been said by them. Wow. Why would he separate himself from God's prophet if he's the Son of God? It doesn't make sense to me. Like those people, that old boy, those are derogatory statements to belittle the other individuals, if you catch my drift. But anyway, by them that was of old time, thou shalt not forswear thyself, but thou shalt perform the oath. In the Old Testament, there are many, many times when this word was used. So he said, now you can't use it? I mean, Moses used it, but why are he coming against everything that Yah said if he is the Son of God? If he's on the same page of music that Yah is on, because he said, I don't do anything but what my Father tell me to do. I don't say anything but what my Father. Well, then you're not saying what he said. It doesn't make sense to me. You're saying what Lucifer, a.k.a. Jesus, that's you. You're saying what Lucifer said. I'm going to be like the Most High. So in other words, you're just throwing out everything y'all said, and then I'm going to replace it with whatever I want to do. That's what you're doing. Now it goes on down here. Let's move on down here quickly to verse 38. He says, you have heard, but what I want you to do is, in your own spare time, read all of it, and then you will get a full understanding of it. Just read a couple times and think about it, and just give yourself some time, like the next day you skip a day and come back and read it again, and you'll find a whole lot of stuff in here, that I'm probably not going to be able to discuss tonight. But verse 30 says, you have heard that it was that it has been said, an eye for an eye and a tooth for a tooth. That's the way y'all saw it. That's the way y'all sees it. He says that you kill my hog, my pig. Not pig because Hebrews didn't have pigs, but like your ox or your horse or your donkey, then eye for an eye, tooth for a tooth. And that's the way that y'all sees it. But he comes in and he changes it, because the law wasn't given to everyone. It was given to Israel, and only Israel. And you see, he goes on here. He says, I say unto you, verse 39, that you resist not evil. How stupid can that be? Do you know that religious people, they get dogged out all the time? They do. I was in religion one time too, and you get dogged out. People just run over you because you have read this and they have taught you this, and you just let people just do what they want. Well, just let them have their way. Jesus is going to take care of you. Just pray for them. Really? Out of all that praying that you have done, has anything changed? Did it change your enemy? No, he still put his foot on your neck. It goes on here. It says about smiting the right cheek, turn the other. That's another teaching. We'll get into that too. And he goes on here. He talks about a man suing you for your coat. You giving your cloak to and all this right here. Then this is the very. This is this is where it really gets me down here. Let's go to verse 43. It says, you have heard that it had been said, thou shalt love thy neighbor and hate thy enemy. That makes sense to me. If we was the only people in our community, and it was only the Hebrew Israelites, and Yah had said that we were a separated people, and that we wasn't supposed to mix with other races and other people, that we should only be with our own people, you know, it would make sense, because that was the only people that we would be affiliated with. Makes sense to me. But here, Jesus wants you to be a slave. He wants you to allow your enemy to do you any kind of way. Any kind of way. And you still love him. I don't think so. Look here. In 44 it says, but I say unto you, love your enemies, bless them that curse you, do good to them that hate you, and pray for them which this what? Spitefully use you and persecute you. That is the most stupidest, ignorantest thing I've ever heard in my whole life, and I was a fool for it too, for about 20 years. Until y'all open my eyes up and open up my understanding. Not me. It doesn't make sense. You mean to tell me your enemy can come in and rape your daughter? And all you can do is, oh, I just love him. Enemy come in and kill your mother. Oh, I just love him. That don't even sound right. And we would allow those ignorant preachers to get up in front of us and teach us this garbage. It doesn't make sense. It's stupid. It goes on and says here, that you may be, verse 45. Now you think about this right here. That you may be the children of your Father which is in heaven. You mean to tell me I got to go through all this damn hell? I got to go through somebody beating it and kicking and beating the shit out of me, and then that's the only way that I can be children of the Father that is in heaven? Not me. No, that's stupid. Don't let anyone feed that garbage into your mind, because you'll get the hell beat out of you, and you still waiting on Jesus to come, and they'll keep on wailing on you. And that is the honest truth. I kid you not. He says you got to do all this in order for you to be a child of the Father. I mean, how stupid have we been? Don't make sense. He says, for if you love them which love you, what reward do you have? Do not even the publicans do the same? What then? Seems like to me, this right in here, they say that this is Jesus talking, okay? Why is Jesus working on you so much, but he ain't saying a damn thing to your enemy? He's telling you to be all this good to your enemy, but yet still he ain't saying nothing to your enemy. Does that make any sense to you at all? Hello, somebody? Is anybody there? Does anybody hear me? He's doing his damnness to work on you, but he ain't saying anything in this writing about your enemy. That's keeping you under subjection. That is keeping you as a slave. That's keeping you as a fool. Goes on, he says, and if ye salute your brother only, what do ye more than others? Do not even the publicans so? Be ye therefore perfect, even as your Father which is in heaven is perfect. That doesn't make any sense to me at all. At all. I gotta do all this right here. I gotta let you put your foot in my butt. I gotta let you steal from me. I gotta let you treat me any way that you want to treat me. I gotta let you do anything that you want to do to my family. I gotta let you just have your way with me. And by doing so, I'll be perfect like my Father in heaven. How stupid have we been? Israel, it is time to wake up. Shalom.